Hey, back up. There you go. Oh, hey, watch out. This is the wrong video. This isn't a 10,000 calorie video. Hold on. Hold on. This is not the 10,000 calorie challenge video. That's coming up in 2 weeks. This is I think a push day video. Hold on. All right, cool. Perfect. All right. Welcome back. Mini Shred Series episode 3. It is another week and I have posted another YouTube video. And today, this video is sponsored by Kohl's. So the 50th person to like this video is going to receive $1 million in Kohl's cash. No, I'm just kidding. Not true at all. Kohl's said you know who I am, even though I shop there twice a week. Also, just kidding about that as well. Anyways, back to today's video. Today's video is going to be a push workout explained in detail. So I'm going to be voicing over, taking you guys through my push workout. I've been running a push-pull leg split 6 days a week for probably, gosh, I don't know, a year now. I've been running my own programs for about a year, and I've been doing it about that long as well. So I really enjoy push-pull legs, so I'm going to take you guys through what the beginning push workout would be for the week. So I have 2 push workouts, one at the beginning, one toward the end. So this is going to be a first part of the week push workout, and so we'll be taking you guys through that. Disregard everything that you saw in that first clip. What that was probably a 10,000 calorie challenge, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. That may be happening in 2 weeks exactly. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Like I said, we'll just have to see. Let's go ahead and hop into the push workout and join my past self in the gym. All right, starting off our warm-up here, we have a core circuit. We're going to be doing planks for 60 seconds. As you can see here, I'm trying to keep everything flat, engaging my glutes, keeping my core tight. How you hold your hands is really whatever. Most of the time, I'll just be sitting here on my phone like I'm doing right now and clicking through Instagram. I don't know, helps time pass. But if we skip forward here, I'm not going to make you watch me plank for a whole minute. We will immediately hop into ab wheel rollouts. So this is a good one for engaging the core, warming up your shoulders a little bit, giving some extension to those shoulders, working on the mobility, but also engaging your core, getting that warmed up here. I could probably do a little bit better of a job of keeping my back and butt in line and straight, but keeping my core engaged, keeping my glutes tight throughout the process. Definitely the goal here. Again, not going to make you watch the full exercise of this, but we will now hop into side crunches, and with side crunches, we're going to be doing 12 to 15 reps on each side. So through this whole core circuit, we're doing it about 2 to 3 times through, depending on how much time we have and how we're feeling for the day. But the goal here is we want to turn on our core, get everything engaged, so that we are ready to utilize it throughout the rest of our lifts. So this is why I like doing core first and not at the end. It helps me get everything engaged so that I'm ready to use it during my lifts, but also to help me get my heartbeat up, get my body warmed up. I'm working out early in the morning, so my body's stiff, and I don't want that to be the case for the rest of my lifts, so it's a good way to get that process started. Hopping into the rest of the warm-up, we have shoulder rotators here. I had shoulder surgery in high school. I tore my rotator cuff, so this is something that I've been doing for quite a while that helps me get that joint capsule warmed up, keeping that range of motion as a focus, and gets me ready for the rest of my lifts, whether that be pressing or anything else that involves the shoulders. I'm doing about 2 sets here of 8 to 12 reps before I move into push-ups, which is the next warm-up. And here, this is where we're going to be activating those push muscles. So we're going to be activating the chest, we're going to be activating the front deltoid, which is the front of the shoulder, as well as the triceps. So really working on the tension, really squeezing all 3 of those muscle groups as I'm going up and down, which leads us into the warm-up for our first exercise of incline bench press. So here, warming up with 135, doing about 8 to 10 reps. Warm-ups are a great place to, 1, get a judge for how you feel for the day as you start to add more weight before you start your working sets, but also allows you to start to work on form. So here I've added up to 185, still hitting about 8 reps, but really trying to go slow, work on the tension, and focus on my form so that when I get to the heavier weight, I know my form's not going to fall apart and I can continue to push the weight the way that I want to. Now heading into our first working set of incline bench. We are doing 3 sets of 5 today. Usually I'll hit about 3 to 5 sets of 5 if I'm working on strength progressions, and doing 225 here. So next week, probably looking to do either 4 sets of 225 or 3 sets of 230, 235. And after finishing that 3rd set of incline bench, I am going to be hopping into alternating neutral grip dumbbell bench. So here, it's going to be a heavier lift for me again. So I am warming up that motion with about 50s, I believe. So warming up that path, making sure that when I do get heavier weight in my hands, everything's going to be okay. But it also gives me that judgment to know what I'm going to be able to do. Since this is my first week, I don't have anything to base it off of. So next week, I'll have a good understanding of where I can go. Moving into our first working set of 3. So like I said, I'm doing 3 sets of 5 for this. So using heavier weight, I believe I'm using 90s here. Trying to keep my form as close to my warm-up form as possible. As you can see, I'm starting to struggle a little bit on that left side, but keeping everything tight, driving through my hips and my chest and shoulders, pushing the weight up one at a time. This can get tiring, especially holding that weight up, but once I'm done, I'm done. Now heading into our first shoulder exercises, we're going to be doing seated dumbbell shoulder press. So warming up again for that. So like I said, any lift that I'm going to be doing a lot of weight, I like to do at least 1 or 2 warm-up sets before that, so that I'm not just jumping in and loading a bunch of weight on my chest, shoulders, or anything for that matter. But now hopping into the first working set of the shoulder press, doing 75. So here I'm doing 3 sets of 6, and I am really working on that front deltoid, and a little bit of the lateral head as well is included, but keeping everything tight, keeping a strong pressing motion as I push up. Now heading into our first superset, we're going to be starting off with incline hammer machine press. So what this is going to be doing is going to be a really good exercise for that upper chest, giving you a good stretch on the way down and a good squeeze at the top. Doing 3 sets of about 8 reps here before we move into dumbbell leaning lateral raises. And what I'm focusing on here is adding a different angle for that lateral head of the shoulder, the lateral deltoid. So one thing to focus on here is you're going to have a lot more tension on the way down. So one thing that I could be doing a lot better of is really controlling that weight on the way down and not letting it swing. You're going to add a lot more tension that way. But the good thing about this leaning lateral raise, you're going to be able to add a little bit more weight here. So I'm doing 30s by 3 sets of 8. Now heading into superset number 2 here, doing dumbbell incline chest flies. And so we're doing 3 sets of 8 here. One thing you're going to notice is my hands rotating inward at the top. And the reason I'm doing that is it gives me a great opportunity to add tension and squeeze my chest, that upper chest muscle at the top. A lot of people, when they do these chest flies, is they bring their hands together and slap the weights together at the top. I promise you, if you add this twist and you add that squeeze, you're going to get a lot more out of this exercise. Now, following that, we're going to be doing a machine shoulder press. So there's a bunch of different machines you could choose from. But again, machine shoulder press is going to be probably focusing on the front deltoid again. You may have noticed here is with the first superset, we're doing a chest press with a shoulder isolation, and we're reversing that with this superset. We're doing a chest isolation with a shoulder press. Mixing things up a little bit. Still working the chest and the shoulders, just in different ways. Now that we've finished up our chest and shoulder exercises of the workout, we're going to start on our tricep isolation work. So starting off here with easy bar skull crushers, what this focuses on is the long head or the meat of the tricep. It's going to be at the top. Doing 3 sets of 8 here since I'm using heavier weight. And what I want to focus on is the stretch on the way down and then the squeeze at the top. A lot of people may not go down all the way, but also may not squeeze at the top. So focus on those 2 things, as well as not bopping yourself in the head, because trust me, it hurts. Second tricep exercise here is going to be V-bar tricep press down. So what this is focusing on is that lateral head of the tricep, which is going to be on me, that far left side. This is what's going to help give you that V appearance of the tricep. So doing 3 sets of 8 here, maybe even up to 12, depending on the amount of weight you're using. but great exercise to help get that horseshoe appearance. Last but not least here, our last tricep exercise, and what this is an easy bar overhead cable tricep extension. What? So this is a little bit different of a unique exercise, but what this is doing is simulating the same thing as a skull crusher. Still going to be targeting that long head of the tricep, but it's a different angle and it's a different target for that tricep. I really like these a lot. You can do this with rope or with an easy bar, but I'm doing 3 sets of 8 here. And again, working that long head of the tricep. Now that I'm finished with my tricep exercises, I am going to be hopping on the elliptical. This is my cardio machine of choice, and I'll give you a few reasons why. 1, it's not that hard. 2, I had hip surgery, so I hate running and I hate the stair stepper. That hip flexion, it's just not good news for me at all. So elliptical is my favorite. And here's the thing about cardio. You got to do stuff that you like. Cardio absolutely sucks if you don't like what you're doing. For me, you could see I'm on my phone, and I just pulled up a YouTube video, and I'm about to spend the next 20 minutes watching that. Super easy. I can push myself. I burn a lot of calories doing this, but I also enjoy it. So that's the biggest thing here with cardio. Do something you enjoy that you can do for a sustainable amount of time. Don't push yourself on the treadmill if you hate the treadmill. Find something you like, stick to it, and I promise you it's going to be a lot easier to stick to your cardio routine. Hey, cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. All right. Hey, thank you, Brenner, for doing that. I appreciate you voicing that over 10 minutes ago before we filmed this clip. But that's it, guys. That's my push workout. If you guys do like those voiceover kind of detailed explanations of the workouts, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do more of them. But yeah, that's all I had for today. I appreciate you guys sticking in and watching that. If you guys please could subscribe, like, share to a friend, share to your grandma. She might have some people that are interested. Who knows? Grandmas are always pretty popular people. But yeah, till next time. Holy crap, you about to knock my camera over.